Today we'll go over the 15 residency application tips that will ensure your success and help you to stand out from the crowd. These tips are provided by some of the top experts in the field who have gone through the residency application process hundreds and thousands of times and know what strategies to use to secure a match in your top choice program. Hi, my name is Chris and I'm an admissions associate here at BeMo. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe on whatever social media channel you're watching this from now so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. If you would like us to help you with your residency application, visit BeMoResidencyApplication.com to schedule your free initial consultation. As a quick tip, check out the timestamps in the description of this video to navigate to specific sections of the video that you're interested in. Here's what we're going to cover. Residency application tip number 1. Keep in mind the core competencies and CanMEDS roles. Residency application tip number 2. Be selective about experiences you include in your application. Residency application tip number 3. Use the correct format for your residency CV. Residency application tip number 4. Spend time on crafting your personal statement. Residency application tip number 5. Find out how your medical school prepares for the MSPE, MSPR. Residency application tip number 6. If possible, participate in the creation of your MSPE, MSPR. Residency application tip number 7. Work on getting strong letters of recommendation. Residency application tip number 8. Ask for letters of recommendation in advance. Residency application tip number 9. Don't be shy to ask for help. Residency application tip number 10. Send a letter of intent. Residency application tip number 11. Send your letter to the residency program director. Residency application tip number 12. Send your letter of intent to one school only. Residency application tip number 13. Review sample residency application components. Residency application tip number 14. Demonstrate why you are a good fit for the specialty and program that you apply to. Residency application tip number 15. Get professional help. By the way, we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions, so comment below for a chance to win. At the end of the video, we will reveal the ultimate key to your residency application success, so please keep watching to find out. Let's get started with the first question. Remember the core competencies and CanMEDS roles when you are creating your residency application. Understanding these frameworks should be one of the first steps you take in crafting your application, including residency personal statement and CV, as it will allow you to highlight your competence and suitability for the medical profession. As you begin to do your research on residency programs, you will notice that each school has a page on its website dedicated to these frameworks. Residency programs regularly ask themselves the following question: how can we best prepare effective physicians that truly meet the needs of their patients? The core competencies and CanMEDS are the tools which programs use to establish their training methods. So familiarity with these competencies will yield a better understanding of your future training program. What does this have to do with your application? Your application needs to demonstrate that you will be successful in these training programs and rigorous assessments. Within your residency application, you should aim to highlight experiences and qualities that you possess that speak to the core competencies or the CanMEDS framework. Such experiences demonstrate your readiness for a rigorous program and the realities of the medical profession. Your application must focus on showcasing your suitability for specific residency programs. This is where this framework comes in handy. Where should you start? Begin by listing every experience you have had or position you have held that might fall under each of the core competencies or CanMEDS roles. This list will be helpful when you begin to compose your application components. You will also be discussing these same experiences when you answer residency interview questions. Remember that most common interview questions have to do with your experiences and skills that make you a great fit for your chosen programs. Thus, brainstorming which of your skills and activities relate to core competencies and CanMEDS can make the application process a lot easier and set you up for success. You can reference a well-planned list of activities at any time during your application. As you go through core competencies and CanMEDS roles, you might come up with dozens of relevant experiences and activities that highlight these frameworks. But do you really need to include all of them? No. In fact, we encourage you to be as selective as possible. Medical students often struggle with which items to include in their application and which to leave out. From high school to undergrad to medical school, you've likely gained a lot of valuable experiences and have many accomplishments to boot. Just because you have lots of items you could include in your application doesn't mean that you should include all of them. Your main goal is to think about which experiences are most relevant to the residency position you're applying for and what items will make you unique among other candidates. If you find yourself unsure if you should include something, think about whether or not it will benefit you to include it, and if so, how. Is it an essential piece of information that will help you get selected for an interview? Would you be comfortable answering residency interview questions about this experience? Put yourself in the residency director's shoes. If you were them and you read about this specific experience, would you find it relevant to the position? Would you be interested in learning more? If the answer is no, it's best not to include the experience. Is residency CV really that important? Yes, it really is. Knowing exactly what to include in your residency CV can be challenging, and if your CV isn't put together correctly and doesn't demonstrate what makes you unique as a candidate, residency directors won't be convinced that you're a suitable match for their program. Most importantly, you must organize your CV in an easily accessible format. A residency CV is typically between 3 to 5 pages in length and should utilize bullet points instead of complete sentences. The object of your CV is to get the most important information across in a clear manner so it can be easily digested by program directors. This means that long sentences and paragraphs are not suitable. Normally, 2 to 5 bullet points are suitable for each entry, and it's a good idea to begin each bullet with an action verb. For example, instead of writing, "I was one of 2 individuals who participated in the development of obstetric policies," in one bullet, simply write, "assisted in developing obstetric policies." Ensure that the formatting of your residency CV is consistent throughout. For example, use bold and italics to highlight sections and positions, and maintain indent, font, and spacing throughout. Now is not the time to get creative with your CV and try different font colors, pictures, or font types. Stick with traditional fonts such as Times New Roman or Calibri, and keep text black in 11 or 12 points. It's also a good idea to include your name and page number at the bottom of each page of your CV. Both American and Canadian programs expect applicants to craft a compelling personal statement explaining why they would be a great fit for the residency programs they're applying to. So simply put, if you need a prompt for your essay, your personal letter should outline why you're choosing to pursue the specialty and the program to which you're applying. Have a strong introduction, a body of paragraphs focused on 2 or 3 major experiences, and a memorable conclusion. Check with each program whether they have a character limit, but usually your statement should be between 750 and 850 words. To get some inspiration, read the program's descriptions on their website and the CARMS directory. These descriptions can provide you with clues about what the program is looking for in its applicants, what kind of experiences are particularly valuable for success, and what kind of opportunities its graduates pursue. Remember that you are most likely to have multiple drafts, so give yourself ample amount of time to craft the perfect personal statement, no less than 8 weeks. Given that the Medical Student Performance Evaluation, or the MSPE, is a vital and wholly necessary part of your ERAS application, your medical school should provide specific information in your student handbook or other official guides to your program on how and when to begin the process. Each school structures the preparation of the MSPE slightly differently, both in terms of timing and level of student participation. Some schools effectively take care of it entirely without student input and only offer the student an opportunity to view it and voice any concerns just before finalization. Other schools invite the student to participate in multiple planning meetings with their evaluators to steer the content somewhat and offer suggestions. It is in your best interest as a student to find out the intricacies of your school's MSPE process as early as possible so that you can plan accordingly. If your school welcomes your participation, make sure to have some input in your MSPE creation. When meeting with your MSPE writer or writers, discuss your competencies like patient care, medical knowledge, interpersonal communication skills, professionalism, practice-based learning and improvement, and system-based practice. If at all possible, write a draft MSPE yourself. If your school allows or requires this option, you can draft your own MSPE and send it to your DED and MSPE evaluators. This will allow you to determine the noteworthy characteristics section, as well as more fully influenced discussions of your strengths and weaknesses. Even if your school doesn't invite you to do this or allow you to send it to your assessors, it may be a helpful exercise in reifying what points you feel are important or requiring of further explanation when you go into your planning meetings prior to the MSPE's finalization. According to the latest NRMP Program Director Survey, 70% of residency programs rank the letter of recommendation 5th after interpersonal skills and interactions with staff and residents when deciding how to rank applicants. Also, 70% of programs consider the letters of recommendation over USMLE COMLEX scores when ranking candidates. So this application component definitely requires your attention. When possible, you should ask for your letter of recommendation in person. If you are asking someone you are currently working with, simply ask to speak with them after your duties for the day are completed. If you are asking someone you have previously worked with, send an email requesting to meet with them in person. This will allow you to gauge their initial reaction to your request. Those more likely to write you a strong letter will be enthusiastic in their response and offer their support. Those less likely to write you a strong letter may hesitate in responding or seem surprised at your request. In this case, you might reconsider asking them for a letter. Regardless of the setting, the approach is the same. Ask specifically, would you be willing to write a strong letter of recommendation for residency on my behalf? If you must ask for your letter via email, be sure to remind them of when you work together and that you can provide them with supplemental materials. The earlier you ask, the better. You want to give your letter writers ample time to compose your letter as they are busy professionals and need the proper time to prepare it. You also do not want them to feel rushed in needing to complete your letter. At a minimum, you should request your letter 2 months prior to the submission deadline. You do not have to wait until you are preparing your residency application to ask for letters of recommendation. Feel free to ask while you are working with that individual during your classes, clerkships, volunteer, or research activities. This way, their impression of you will be fresh, and they will be able to highlight your strengths and skills in detail. Asking for letters earlier will give your writers ample time to reflect on your candidacy and provide stronger letters. If you ask early, they can start working on it as soon as it's convenient for them. For example, ask upperclassmen for advice on who writes strong letters of recommendation. They will have first-hand knowledge of who the best faculty writers are. Also, ask your advisor or mentor for advice. They will know which of their colleagues write strong letters. Some specialties require a department chair letter. Be sure to clarify whether you need a department chair letter with your faculty advisor. They will know how to go about requesting this letter if needed. If you've completed your residency interviews, it's a good idea to send a letter of intent for residency to help improve your standing with your preferred residency program. First and foremost, your residency letter of intent should be a maximum of 1 page in length. This is designed to be a short, sweet, concise, easy to read document. Keep in mind that this is a formal letter, so using bullet points or casual language isn't appropriate. Essentially, you're showing, not just telling, your preferred program that you've really taken the time to consider all program options available to you, and they are still your number one choice. The letter can be handwritten or typed and should be sent either by mail or by email. So, you've taken all this time to write a great letter of intent, and then you email it to info@residencyprogram.com. This is a big mistake and can result in your letter getting lost in the email world. It's therefore essential that you address and send your letter to the residency program director, the actual person responsible for making applicant decisions. You'll have to do your research, check the school's website, or make a few phone calls, just to ensure your letter makes it to the right person. Sending residency letters of intent to more than one residency program is a massive no-no. The letter of intent is designed to genuinely inform your program of choice that you will be ranking them number one. It's misleading and unethical to send this letter to more than one program. The point of the letter is to make an exclusive commitment to one program only. You often hear that your personal statement must be amazing and that your letters of reference must be stellar. But what does this mean? With all this talk of different application components, you might be wondering what is expected of you and how your residency application components should look. This is why reviewing sample components is a great idea. Checking out successful samples that were written by medical students who got into their top choice program can really help you visualize what is expected of you and inspire your own application materials. Make sure to check out our blogs for sample residency personal statements, letters of recommendation, CV, MSPE, letter of intent, and so on. I've included links to these blogs in the description so you can find them easily. This might sound repetitive, but this is truly the most important task your application must accomplish. This means that if you are applying to internal medicine residency programs, it would be ideal that all of your application components show, rather than just tell, how your journey prepared you for this specialty. If internal medicine residency programs see that all your electives and volunteer experience were done in dermatology, you will have little chance of matching. While it's good to show some variety and curiosity in other specialties, your application must clearly demonstrate your commitment to the specialty and the program. Students who use an established, reputable, professional, expert residency advisor often have strong applications and strong interview skills. Therefore, they are more likely to get accepted into their top choice programs, depending on the advisor and that advisor's evidence-backed success rates. If you think about it, top performers, regardless of their field, often have assistants, which allows them to be at the top. Top performing athletes have coaches, just like top performing singers have vocal coaches. Medical school advisors take your strengths and make them stronger. They take your weaknesses and strengthen or eliminate them, ultimately making you the best candidate you can be. Residency application advisors also help students spend less time preparing their applications because they provide clear, easy to follow advice and recommendations. The entire application process can be overwhelming, and knowing how to start, what to include, and how to stand out isn't easy. Residency advisors are already steps ahead of you because they've done this hundreds, if not thousands of times, and know how to navigate and expedite the process. Check out our blog to learn more about residency applications. I've included links in the description of this video so you can find the blogs easily. If you would like us to help you with your residency application, visit BeMoResidencyApplication.com to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you have any questions about residency applications that I didn't cover in this video, let me know in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget that we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions, so comment below for a chance to win. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time.